Howdy, this is Marisa with Marisa Moments podcast, Healing While I Heal, where I give you my real life stories and their healing translations. So let's just get straight into it. So Spirit brought back into my awareness, i.e. a memory of me being on a Zoom call with someone. Now, mind you, I do like preparation time prior to the call, so that way I make sure my setup is good, lighting, all that type of stuff, right? And so anyway, in this situation, there was a sound issue. The person on the other line said that they couldn't really hear me. So they were like straining to hear every word I said. Mind you, I was using earbuds at the time. So of course, I'm like trying to make adjustments and trying to figure out what's going on, right? What's what. And nothing was working. So finally, I said, you know what? Let me just unplug these and let me just talk through the regular computer speaker, right? And when I did that, the person on the other end was like, whoa. That is a major difference. Much better. I can definitely hear you now. And I was like, great. So moving forward, let's keep this ball rolling because we are on the clock, right? And then after I say a couple of sentences in, I'm kind of getting a weird energy from the other person. And all of a sudden they're like, well, is there any way you could lower your microphone? Or, and I'm just like, no. Like, I literally just unplugged everything, so I don't know what it is your expectations are, right? And I'm just talking in my regular voice. I'm not shouting. I'm not getting hype or anything like that. I'm just talking. So then I asked the person, like, can you turn down your speaker? And they don't really give a response. So as I'm talking, it's almost like the other person is in pain from hearing my voice. So I start to bring down the volume and bring down my energy just like so. So that way I can be more accommodating to the person on the other line. But then as I did that, something happened internally and energetically, right? I felt like just as my volume was going down, my natural volume, my natural God-given volume was going down, so was my energy. And so was my drive, my determination, and my purpose in being in that call, honestly. And but the person on the other line, it felt like as I was going down, they were going up, right? So they were drawing from my energy. And listen, I'm never going to place blame or shame on the other party because it was a conscious decision on my part to say, okay, they can't deal with me, right? So I'm gonna lessen myself in order to be more palatable in this situation and circumstance, right? Just so that way they don't feel put out or anything like that. So what is the healing translation behind it? I mean, hopefully you're reading between the lines at this point, but if you're not, it is this. First and foremost, we all have choices, right? When we get in situations and circumstances that are asking, or someone specifically straight out asks, just like in this situation, if we can lower ourselves, dull ourselves, or whatever the case may be, where we basically have to downplay ourselves for the sake of another, we have the choice in the matter as to say yes or no and keep it moving, right? If we say that we are willing to downplay ourselves, then we can't put that blame or shame on the other person because essentially that's us saying, I would like to sign over my energy to you now. Here you go. Oh, wait, hold on. I forgot to initial a page, right? So it's up to us to decide. And in that moment, I said, sure, you can have my energy. Here you go. And it was also, as a great side note, it was also Spirit's way of saying, why are you on this call? Like, why? What is the purpose here? Essentially, it's spinning your wheels, it's wasting time, and it's not a divine connection, right? Now, of course, we know everything happens for a reason. So even though I didn't pick up all the cues and clues and all of those things that said, yeah, just don't do it, and I moved forward, so the lesson just shifted. And that's how it works, right? If we move ahead, we receive one lesson. If we decide something else, then we receive a whole different lesson. But the bottom line to this bottom line, and coming back full circle, because Lord knows I love to ramble, is make that decision. But what I say, and for myself, is that I learned in that moment that I should not have to downplay myself for the sake of another. And especially when I feel like the energy is off, I needed to trust myself in that moment and say, you know what? Listen, I'm sorry, but this is me. This is how I speak. I'm not doing anything extra and I'm not downplaying myself. And hopefully we can figure out a way in the middle to, find some sort of happy medium and keep moving forward. But if not, if it does not align, then we cannot force it. And that maybe is a sign in itself to say, let's cut things short, right? But that's about it. So if this message resonates, then that means it's for you. And if not, that's cool too. Just keep it pushing. Either way, I thank you for listening and I wish you the very best day ever. Until next time, you know the vibes. Peace. Oh, and by the way, don't forget to check me out on all of social media. I'm basically everywhere you probably shouldn't be. But remember, when you look me up, it is Marisa Moments. And that is Marisa with one S because there is only one me. And until next time, happy healing.